Hello and welcome to ESC Fan TV. Tonight we are going to be looking at Melodifestivalen. The final is Saturday, and as Stuart would like to say, there would be something orange, glowy, red, hot. I don't know, something beginning with fire, I think. Fuego, I don't know. The man's obsessed. Anyway, don't forget to click the like and subscribe button. Also, don't forget, if you want to listen to us on your journey to work tomorrow or any other day of the week, you can catch us on Stitcher. That's Stitcher, not Snitcher. Plus, you've got iTunes and you've got Spotify as well to tune in to. Now, Melodifestivalen. We've had semi-finals, 4 semi-finals. We've had Andra Chanson, and now we are heading to where this has been all leading to. It's the grand final, okay? 12 acts on Saturday are competing in Stockholm. And I think it's only fair we go first of all this evening to review the first entry to someone who's actually going to be in Stockholm on Saturday night. Good evening, Ness.
Hello. Hello. Yeah,
Hello.
I'm very excited.
Now, are you excited for the first entry that's going to be on stage on Saturday night? It's Jon Henrik. He's singing Norsken. It's one of the few Swedish song entries in the final. What are we thinking with this?
I'm thinking hopefully there'll be a live reindeer that he'll actually start stroking and talking to in his middle eight. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Oh, you just blown my mind.
Yeah.
That is such a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I like it.
I've just had that. It's one of my favourite songs. I love really the lighting of it. I love the whole atmosphere of the song. And I just remembered the reindeer when you said it as well. And I think that's going to be superb. Do you reckon he's going to do anything on the scoreboard?
Yeah, I think it's high energy. And I think being number one, first on, will leave a really good, strong impression. And I think, yeah, he could possibly, if he doesn't come top 3, I'd be very surprised.
Now, also giving our view on Jon Henrik's Norsken, we have my co-host Stuart. Good evening, Stuart.
Good evening, Tom. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Who have you put 100 quid on this week?
Oh, that would be telling. That would be telling, Tom. It wasn't John. It wasn't Jon Henrik Fjällgren. I'll put it that way. But I love this song. How many times has he tried to represent Sweden now? This must be at least his third. It feels like more. It's got a fantastic range of sort of genres as John. Different types of music. We've had duets. We've had single songs. We've had him mounting a reindeer or nearly mounting a reindeer. Yeah, I mean, what can we expect more from John? I mean, would he come back next year if he fails to win, like I expect him to, Tom?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, Stuart, right? If you were in Sweden on Saturday night, okay, would you be picking up your phone and voting for this song?
No.
Oh, disappointing.
No.
I mean, with the cute little reindeer. Come on.
I'd vote for the reindeer. I think the reindeer is fantastic. No, don't get me wrong. I really like Jon Henrik Fjällgren. I was really disappointed that the duet he had a few years back, and Vald full av Strider, which Gustav's looking at me now as if to say, you've pronounced that terribly wrong. Stop butchering my language. You know, that for me was the best song he has ever sent. And for me, this doesn't quite cut the mark. It's nice, though, and it's a great opener. The fans will love it. Just I'm not a fan.
And I noticed you stole Martin's catchphrase there, because it is a great opener indeed.
It is a great opener.
The second song of the night is possibly what was one of the most eagerly anticipated songs of the semi-final. Lisa Ajax is back and she's singing the song Torn. Now, this is one of the songs I've actually managed to find on Spotify this week. This is also a song I've managed to hear on ESC Radio more than once this week. Other radio stations are available. It's a ballad. The staging is very simple. I think she's even sat on the floor for the first part of it as well. Jörna, Lisa Ajax is Torn. What are we thinking with this entry?
Well, first of all, good evening.
Oh, good evening, Jörna.
No, I really like this song. I think it's a little how do you say it? Little bad, well, not bad, but that's she's performing second is a little.
Are you saying this is the curse of death slot?
Yes, it's like second place. No, but I really hope it'll be top 5 at least. You know, I don't know if it's good enough to win Melodifestivalen, but I really like it to be top 5. So Sweden, vote for Melodi number 2.
Now, someone with the power to vote on Saturday night is Gustav. Good evening, Gustav.
Good evening.
Now, Lisa Ajax, we've talked very briefly about this. Is slot number 2, as it is in Eurovision, the cursed slot for Lisa this year?
I can't remember anyone winning from that spot, but Lisa herself said she was happy about it, so I think that's a lucky sign.
And will you be picking up the phone and voting for her?
I'm definitely going to vote for her. I love the song, yeah.
She has stolen a place in your heart with that melody. Do you reckon, are you envisaging any changes or anything for her staging on Saturday night?
I hope not. I think the staging just works with the song, at least for me. So I hope she keep it as simple as it has been.
Okay, and yeah, it is very simple, isn't it? Because you have the lights just going across the back of the stage there, and it can be quite effective. I think one thing I'd like to see her do actually is read the riot act to the cameraman beforehand, just because I think with that simplistic lighting, it's really important, bearing in mind it is a TV show, to get it just right for her. So, and she does sing her heart out quite well as well, doesn't she?
Tom, can I just make a quick point about Lisa Ajax? Because I was saying the other day how fantastic this girl is, and please give her a song where she can win Melodifestivalen and win Eurovision. But if she can't win Eurovision, I think this girl could be a fantastic politician. I really do. Last week she was saying that this is a song you have to listen twice to appreciate. Now she's saying second place is good for her. Make her a politician. She'll be better than that at Eurovision.
And that basically says it all, doesn't it? This is someone who potentially, we're saying now, thanks to Stuart, is not expecting to win Melodifestivalen.
Give her a decent song.
Write one, Stuart. That's all I can say to you. Write one. Okay, use your musical background. Now, the third act on is Mohombi. It's singing the song Hello, and giving our views on that. Let's say good evening to Eliot.
Hello.
And good evening to Martin as well.
Hello, everyone.
Bring you both in together. Eliot, Mohombi, hello. Is it hello for you, or would you rather say goodbye to this one?
I personally would rather say goodbye to it. I remember when it first went direct, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I've waited till it came out in studio for the entire month, and I still can't get into the song in a competitive sense. It's fine, but it's my least favourite of the 8 qualifiers or thereabouts. It's in the bottom 3, and it's fine. It's perfectly pleasant, but his falsetto isn't great live in the semi-final, if I remember, and yeah, I still don't like the whole hello, stamp like a toddler, hello, stamp like a toddler. It just comes across a bit lazy, and it's not going to win, but it's a good, I think it's his debut, and to go direct from his debut was very good, and I don't know, I'm just not the biggest fan of it, sadly.
Just not convinced.
No.
I'm going to pick up on your point here and bring Martin in. Is there anything Mohombi can do to his performance on Saturday night that is going to improve his chances in this year's final?
No, I don't think really there is. I think he's in 3rd position on the running order, which would suggest that Christy Bjorkman and whoever else it is that decides these things have thought that he's not one of the favourites anymore. It's as if they've gone, well, we've got a nice CGI type thing with John Henrik at the beginning with his reindeer. Then we've got a bit of a gap. Now we're going to have the man with the animated woman who then changes into a dancer that comes down the screen. So performance-wise, it's actually quite good. And the hello bit actually does stick in your head. But I think where it's positioned, I don't think it's going to end up winning it. As far as the odds, which were about half an hour ago, it's down in sixth. So it's sort of one of the outsiders now. So I would be surprised if this did much than sort of get mid-table now.
I was going to say, we're thinking mid-table mediocrity for this one.
Yeah, probably. Unfortunately, it's worth watching, but I don't think it's going to be remembered for the voting at the end.
Okay. Now, someone whose song title certainly doesn't scream out mid-table mediocrity is Lena Headland. Obviously, I've already alluded to this, already mentioned it many times. She is Martin Stenmark, who represented Sweden in 2005. It's his sister-in-law, so that's brother-in-law. Had to think about that one. Just checking. She's singing the song Victorious. It's going to go on in 4th place. It's very interesting to note that this was an automatic qualifier. I think when we did our show a few weeks ago, we had this down as something that was likely to go through to Andre Chanson. Instead, it rocketed through. Let's say good evening to Joanne. Joanne, don't forget to take it off of mute.
Like that. There you go. Hey, I'm here.
Now, is Lena going to be victorious on Saturday night?
No, is the simple answer. It's not a bad song, and she sings it really, really well. She comes across lovely. She's a nice person. Everyone loves her. The public love her. But the song's just not strong enough. There are probably, I can name probably about 5 or 6 that are better than hers. So I think this is going to sort of be mid to lower table, second half of the scoreboard, so to speak, I think, on this one.
Okay, not picking up the points. And moving on to Nicholas. Good evening, Nicholas.
Good evening.
Lena Headland's victorious. Do you reckon she's going to alter the performance? Do you think there's going to be anything she can do that's going to push her over the edge on Saturday night?
In my personal opinion, I don't think she should do anything. I actually really liked her performance. I wasn't really surprised it went directly to the final, because this is kind of the party voice of this year. We saw Party Voice last year being one of the fan favorites, but it bombed in the final. And unfortunately, I think this song is going to do the same. It's a decent song, and I like the staging. I like what they did with the whole, like, the weird circle thing that's on stage, how they actually did something with that. So I do like the staging, but I unfortunately don't think it's going to come very far, and I don't think the juries are going to like this at all.
You never know. They could surprise you. Juries can surprise you.
Maybe, but they usually don't in Melodifestivalen. You kind of know what to expect when it comes to Sweden.
This is true. I am trying to big this up a little bit more, and I know someone who is a fan of it. He's been playing it in his car all week. He just doesn't want anyone to know that. Is Stuart? He absolutely adores this song. So I've heard. So isn't that right, Stuart?
I love Lena. I just love Lena. I'm a massive fan of her. I thought she was a great choice from Alcazar to represent the departed female singer whose name escapes me. I'm sure Gustav will be able to put me right. I actually got a question for the panel in relation to this song, and maybe Gustav could lead the answer. Was this song written for Alcazar? Because it sounds to me like it was, before they chose to split up once and for all. Is this an Alcazar song?
I think it's definitely possible, but I haven't heard anything about it. I think they kind of didn't say anything about it because they didn't want to bring Alcazar into the picture since they are dead now.
Definitely got the sort of the ringer of an Alcazar type song, hasn't it? You can sort of see them performing it in Melodifestivalen if it weren't for Lena. Maybe Lena said, "Well, look, if you two want to, you want to disappear, do your own thing. I'm going to sing it instead."
The thing is, they're being too busy being Alcastars, aren't they? So that's it. Whereas Lena, 150 to 1 outsider. All I can say is, Stuart, I think that's where your 100 quid should go. You could make a fortune.
She's, you know, whatever happens, she is a trooper. She's got great voice, great performance on stage in the semi-finals. Good luck to her. But, you know, a song's going to come dead last, and this is probably the most likely, isn't it?
Do you know what? I'm going to reserve my opinion for later on in the show, because I will be asking the top three. I will be asking the panel for their top three and last place selections towards the end of tonight's show. Now, number 5 on the list is Bishara, singing the song On My Own. Interesting entry, 16 years old. Okay. If he was to walk down the street, the teenage girls would say he looks adorable. I even think, to be honest, you know, even the grandmas of the generation would, you know, look and go, oh, he's adorable. Could be good with age-related voting playing a part this year. Let's not forget that Bishara got through directly, but it was very nicely played by SVT, because you had Bishara and you had Anoud Hansen literally waiting to find out who was going to go through directly. So you had the young and the old, herself being very gracious in that defeat. Oban, Bishara, is he going to be one of these people that everyone's just like, oh, adorable, and gets all those votes on Saturday night?
Tom, I'm struggling to remember this song, but I think this one is the one who the song was written by Benjamin Grosso, right?
That is correct.
That was the inappropriate song for the inappropriate singers. No, kidding. No, this just puts me off. This song, this performance. I know he's a cute guy. He's just promising artist, singer, but this act as an act just puts me off, and it just like, this is the moment that I will go to the kitchen and just turn on the kettle and prepare some tea for myself.
Come on now. We know it's not tea, is it?
I mean, it's a family show. We are doing a family show, right?
No.
Even on family shows, they can drink beer. Stuart will be. Now, Stuart, Bishara, is he going to be someone to set the scoreboard alight? Is he going to be someone who benefits or maybe doesn't benefit from this age-related voting that's going on in Melodifestivalen this year?
Interesting fact. Bishara is currently 6th in the Swedish charts. So don't rule him out. Yeah, I think this is certainly one to watch. Written by Benjamin Ingrosso, as Oban quite rightly said. It feels to me that like Benjamin wrote it for himself to sing and then decided not to. So they found Bishara, who has a very similar sound to Benjamin Ingrosso. And I think that's what's probably played out. That Bishara is the next best thing to Benjamin Ingrosso. There's a lot of similarities there in their look and in the way they sound. The problem I find with this song is it's written for someone of Benjamin Ingrosso's age, not Bishara's. And I go to the lyrics, till I wake up all alone in my bed, look to my left, ooh, not going crazy without you, which screams someone of experience writing and singing that song. So there is a disconnect between the singer and the song that's been written. So it's difficult to see this as a potential winner, but you can't ignore the fact that the younger viewers will love this song, and it's 6th in the Swedish charts. So it definitely stands a chance for sure.
I think also, Martin, I think you're also needing to take into account, as I said earlier, I think there will be a lot of middle-aged, you know, the mothers and grandmothers who actually look at him and actually, you know, adorable, you know, looking boy, bringing out the maternal instincts, as it were. And I think that could pick him up some votes as well, you know. But go on, Stuart.
Yeah, I was going to say, I agree with you. I think he's He's one that a mother can love and want to cuddle and take care of, is what I think you're trying to say, Tom, and give their votes because they feel like they want to ensure he does well on the night. Look, let's not ignore the fact this is a very good song. There is just a slight disconnect between singer and song, but I'm not going to ignore. I still play it. I play it in the car. I think it's a good song. I really like it. I wasn't that sure at first. Now I like it. Now I play it all the time. It's just the issues with the connection between the singer and lyrics, which is a problem. But if we overcome that, it's a potential winner.
Yeah. And is this where your £100 has gone?
I've not put any money on this yet, Tom. Although sixth in the Swedish chart. And can someone tell me what the odds are on it? Actually, because I can make my mind up. Martin will know. Martin, what's the odds?
The odds, I think.
At tens at the moment.
Yeah, he shot up.
10 to 1.
Damn, I missed my chance.
Oh, come on, 10 to 1, you get 1,000 back. That'd be sweet.
I'm not sticking 100 quid on it, Tom.
Oh, Stuart, come on, that'd pay for like half a night in a hotel in Tel Aviv. Now, moving on. Song number 6, Anna Bergendahl, represented Sweden in 2010, failed to get through the semi-final. She's back. She's singing the song Ashes to Ashes. Got through, breezed through the first Melodifestivalen semi-final. In fact, Ness, what are we thinking? Is she going to actually get a second chance at Eurovision glory?
Her flower garden, when she performs, is the only decent thing about this song. I do not get it. I don't understand the hype. I don't understand why people think she can sing really well. I find her voice really gravelly and I find it really difficult to listen to. But that's just me, and maybe because I'm getting old. Yeah, really didn't connect with this song at all. I'm so sorry, because I think, having listened to your podcast from the weekend, yeah, I didn't really get why everyone was raving about it. So not one for me. I'm sure I perhaps should put more energies in, as I've got to look enthusiastic in the audience with my balloon on Saturday night. But yeah, it wasn't for me, but good luck to her.
Okay, and going across to Jörna as well. Anna Bergendahl, Ness says that she's difficult to listen to. Are you thinking that she's more easy listening with the country and Western vibe going on?
Well, I think it was one of the better entries from the first semi-final. So I was actually surprised she went to Andres Janssen instead of the final directly. But I don't think she's going to win this time. But yeah, I think she'll be on the right side of the scoreboard. So my advice to Sweden is, Sweden, vote for Melody number 6.
Aha. Do you know what? They're going to get mixed. They're going to get mixed messages, yeah, now, because you told them to vote for number 2 as well. This is confusing now. But if Stuart is looking for somewhere to put his £100, it's 14 to 1. Okay, that'd get you a decent return. And also interesting to know that Anna is number 1 in Spotify, in Sweden as well. This could mean she does get a good result. I'm going to be honest, I'm not convinced she's going to win. Just the same as I'm not convinced the next song's going to win either. But before we do that, don't forget, if you are watching on YouTube now, click the like button, click the subscribe button, comment in the chat room. Stuart is monitoring the chat room this evening. Is it a hive of activity over there, Stuart?
It's a hive of activity, Tom, that's for sure. Look, there's a lot of love for Anna Bergendahl. And I think there's a few on the chat room that are thinking that she could do really well. 14 to 1. Someone's mentioned they found 20 to 1 on for Anna with William Hill. Tristan mentioned that it could be well worth a punt. I think so as well. Yeah, number 1 in Spotify, Sweden. The fans in Sweden love her. This is the redemption song for Anna Bergendahl. And wouldn't it be wonderful if Anna could win, go to Eurovision, and qualify from the semi-final? And I know Gustav loves this song. and he's shaking his head with glee. Anna can win this Melodifestivalen final.
Yeah, and I think it was Gustav that said it on Saturday night. I do believe that 6 is a lucky number in Melodifestivalen history. He's nodding his head. Go on, Gustav.
Yeah, it's a really lucky number. We had both Loreen and Måns winning from that number. Also, I have to come with a fact. It's not Spotify. It's actually Svensktoppen she's number 1 at. And that's the only Melodifestivalen entry ever to be number 1 before the final.
Wow. Stuart, mate, get that money on now.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Anna could realistically win it. It's not that uncommon for Anders Johnson winners to go on to win Melodifestivalen. And, she's a big fan favourite. It's really underplayed.
I do have to correct you on one thing there, Stuart. You say it's not that uncommon. It's happened once. Only once has an Andre Janssen qualifier gone through and actually won Melodifestivalen, and that was in 2013. Now,
it's also the year they didn't get in the top 10, and the final awful because they eliminated all their good songs in the semi-final. I remember that year well. I just needed to say that was an awful year.
That's fine. Feel free to interject. We are all friends here. Now, moving on. Song number 7. It's Nano. It's Chasing Rivers. It's another song that's come through the Andre Janssen. And I'm going to go straight across to Martin. Is he going to do anything on the scoreboard on Saturday night, or is this just a filler?
I think how it's all gone for him, I don't think he's going to get anything this year. And I think he's probably got far bigger concerns now than Melodifestivalen, because his brother, was in a car accident. So I suspect that this is probably, he's there to do his song and then probably get his concerns with bigger and better things than the song contest. So I think that's probably spoiled this Melodifestivalen for him. I don't think it was ever as good a song as his one a couple of years ago, and the staging was all a bit wrong, but I think he's basically there just to do his song and then get off as soon as possible, really.
And bringing Nicholas in on this, do you think Nano's going to set the scoreboard alight? Is he going to be a dark horse in this competition?
I have trouble seeing that. The ESC Fan TV superfan may remember that after our show, after the fourth semifinal it was, I mentioned that I really didn't expect this to qualify out of Andre Janssen. I don't know what it is. I think it's the whole thing with, we all had great expectations for Nano after his debut song that did so well. This for me just falls flat, and I feel like I remember some of it, but not really all of it, and I feel like that's what's going to happen in the final. I unfortunately think this is going to end up towards the bottom, and he can do better than this. And I'm sure that in a few years, maybe next year, he'll come back with a better song, but this isn't it.
Yeah, and do you know what? I think I'd agree with you, and I think I was someone who certainly sided with the idea that Vlad, I think, was unlucky not to actually get through Andre Janssen instead on Saturday night. Another reason why I think Nano may get overshadowed on Saturday night is because of the act that directly follows him. Song number 8 is Hannah and LIAMOO. With their fantastic duet, Hold You. I think it's safe to say that amongst some of the ESC Fan TV panelists, this is one of the most eagerly anticipated performances of the evening. I know Stuart in particular had called this out for the win, certainly when it went through in its semi-final, but I thought we'd hold off of Stuart's view because I thought, we know that already. Let's get Eliot's view instead. Hannah and LIAMOO.
To quote the song, "Don't let me down, don't let me down, don't let me down." I loved this when it qualified. I still love it now. There is just something about the arrangement of this song and those two together. It just works. I mean, obviously, I still don't want the bed sheets going in the background. It does look like someone's left the curtains open during a gust of wind. But taking that out of it, beautiful song, sung well. It's different for Sweden. I cannot remember the last time they sent a duet. It could. No, it's not even if it could. It will get top 5 at Eurovision. It will do amazingly for Sweden. It will do great for them, jury and televote. And if they don't send them, I think they are missing a massive chance to do well. I love it.
Well, I tell you what, someone who is going to be able to pick up the phone is Gustav. You're picking up the phone for Anna Bergendahl. You've already said, Gustav. Can you see yourself picking up the phone for this song as well?
Definitely. I can talk through. Yes, I can see myself doing that. I'm just buying everything about this. It's all I want to send to Eurovision from Sweden, because, you know, we have sent these pop guys for a long time now, and this is kind of ballady. But still modern. It's a duet. I can't remember when we sent a duet the last time. I just want this to win.
And if it did go through, offer you the tantalizing thing here, if it did go through, do you think we'd be looking at, now let's have a think, we've done Stockholm, we've done Malmo this decade, could it be Gothenburg 2020?
I certainly hope so, if this one wins.
So, do you know what? I think it'd be in with a very, very good shout if it did. Interesting to note that the act that follows it, act number 9 on Saturday night, is Malu Pritz, because Malu got through in the same semi-final that Hannah and LIAMOO did. She sings the song I Do Me. Stuart, Malu, is she going to do anything? I mean, she is, I think, the youngest Melodifestivalen semi-finalist this year. She's one of the youngest acts there. I think she is the youngest. It's her first year. Fantastic. I don't think she even expected to qualify direct to the final. What's she going to do on Saturday night?
Well, I think she's going to compete with Bishara because they're both the same age. Her song's very similar to Isa with the song Don't Stop from the Swedish final from a few years ago. It's a good song. She performs it really well. She's got a great vocal. She gives a good performance. And it's got a decent position in the running order. I think the concern here is whether the younger voters go for Bishara or go for Malu Pritz. And I couldn't right now call this one. But I do think she will finish somewhere in the top 6. Where she finishes, I don't know, because I think there's a few really good songs that sort of sandwich her. And you know, you've talked about LIAMOO and Hannah Firm. This falls straight after. Then you're into your John Ludvigs and some of the others. I think it might get slightly lost, but let's not ignore the fact this is a very good song. It's a very good singer, and I sort of see Malu coming back to Melodifestivalen, potentially winning it in the future if she doesn't win it this weekend. And I think could have a really good career, but also potential Eurovision winner in the future.
Okay. Joanne, do you think the fact that she's got through to the final is her victory this year in a way?
Yeah, I mean, I can see that point. It might be what she's thinking. I don't know whether she's thinking about winning, to be fair. Her reaction, certainly when she went through directly. I agree with Stuart, though, on a lot of it, because I do think she's going to be fighting for that sort of that younger vote with Bishara and you know, it's going to come down to the fact that who sings better on the night. I think the younger voter will think, you know, maybe the girls will go for Bishara a little bit more. I like this one, though. I do like her. I think she's got a lovely personality. It's lovely on stage. I think, you know, it's a little bit immature for me for Eurovision, though. So I don't think she'll get through. And you know, and I sort of hope she doesn't in a way. But I do think she'll come back in a few years with a much more mature song when she gets older herself.
Is there anything you think she could do, Joanne, on Saturday night that's going to help her not get lost in amongst, I think it's fair to say, these big established Melodifestivalen singers?
Just shine. She did so well in the semis. I think she just needs to nail a vocal, get that staging absolutely perfect, which it wasn't bad, was it, for the semis? And just really go out there. I don't think there's a lot more she can do apart from that, and enjoy it. You know, she's watching this, she just needs to enjoy it, enjoy the experience, and then if she doesn't win, come back with a better one next time.
And that's the crucial thing. I think, you know, with any young performer as well, and it's, you know, she is 16. Yes, she has done things like Sweden's Got Talent and things like that, but, you know, she needs to enjoy what she's doing. And, you
Absolutely.
know, I really hope that she has an absolute ball out on stage on Saturday night.
Yeah, goes and meets everyone and gets loads of tips. That's all she needs to do, really. And she's won.
Exactly. I mean, let's be perfectly honest. If she came out of this and even if she finished in 7th or 8th place, she could come back in 5 years' time as a 21-year-old singer. People wouldn't blink an eyelid about it. You know, it'd be perfectly fine for her.
Definitely.
Now,
absolutely.
Drifting away from Malu, we're going to go to an established singer next. Song 10 is John Lundvik's Too Late for Love. Interesting, fascinating fact, if you didn't know already, John Lundvik is one of the writers of the United Kingdom's entry this year. I don't know, and maybe anyone else maybe on the panel might be able to shed light on this. Could this be the first time, if he wins, that we have a singer in Melodifestivalen, sorry, a singer in Eurovision even, who is singing a song, okay, but also has written an entry that he's actually up against as well. So in a sense, has 2 entries. I don't know. Ness, John Lundvik, is this a song you'd love to see represent Sweden?
Oh,
get this record.
He's lovely, isn't he? Lovely chap. Reminds me of Caesar Sampson, actually, in some of his, the way that he presents himself on stage, you know, kind of muscular and strong. When that gospel choir comes through in the background, you just think, yeah, come on, deliver it. So, yeah, I think it would be interesting to be up against a song that did he co-write it? I think didn't write it completely on his own. Yeah. So, yeah, I think he'd enjoy that. That would give a frisson of excitement that other artists performing wouldn't have. But yeah, I love it, and I just think it's a very uplifting song. Yeah.
And bringing in Oban on this, John Lundvik, is this a song you'd love to see do well on Saturday night?
Tom, I was just thinking about what if UK goes ahead and wins, and how he would feel that a song that he wrote or co-wrote it wins, and he didn't choose to sing that one, and it's like that would be funnier than you know, going up against. But you know, this song is just a decent Swedish song, Swedish entry, decent entry, and he's a lovely guy. We met him in Manchester, UK. You decide. Not crazy about the song for sure.
Okay, now you bring up an interesting scenario here. We could have a situation where John Lundvik ends up claiming the Eurovision prize, but as a songwriter, which could be the interesting thing, because the songwriters do tend to go up on stage to collect a prize, although it doesn't necessarily get caught on camera that much. Eliot, bringing you in on this, John Lundvik, Too Late for Love. Is this too late in the running order to win Melodifestivalen?
No, it's in the perfect slot to win, because last year Benjamin was 10th or 11th and he went on to win. So this is the perfect heading towards the end of the show song. It does feel geared up for him to win. He's streaming very well on Spotify. He has got the crowd. He is John Lundvik. He's a lovely guy and he's got an amazing voice. I much preferred My Turn last year. I much preferred that because then he could really belt it out. You saw his heart. You saw how much it meant to him. I don't get the same vibe from that. I actually prefer the 4 gospel singers behind him. They look like they're having a great time. And can they just become a group and enter Melfest next year? I would love a soul girl group in Melfest. But Yeah, he was told to write Bigger Than Us and Too Late for Love, and he was going to submit one. He went with Too Late for Love, and then also gave up Bigger Than Us. Bigger Than Us is the better song. If John sang that, that would be incredible. I can imagine him singing it in Melfest, and it would be amazing, and people would think it would win. It's an all right song. It's probably going to win. Do I want it to win? No, but hey, I'm all for John Lundvik winning, because then it'll be a big story in Sweden, and then Sweden jury will give us some points, and then the public will give us some points as well, hopefully, because the jury normally give points to the songs that they've wrote, like Jedward in 2011 and a few others. So if it gives us more points, I'm all for it.
This is very true. One thing I do want to throw out to the panel, actually, I'm going to throw this out to Ness, Oban, and Eliot. I find really off-putting in his entry the fact that he sings a couple of bars and then everything just stops very quickly for a few seconds. It's like misses a beat and then starts again and then stops, and I find that really unsettling.
Is it as annoying, Tom, as Havlanet, when it just stops for like 20 random seconds and you're like, oh, the first time that was funny, and then it just got boring.
Or Darryl Bob and his awkward stare to camera.
Yeah.
No, it's just, do you know what? It's just very, I think because it just seemed every time.
Tom, he's trying to get impact. He's trying to really get it across. Give him credit for that.
I'm giving him some credit. I'm just saying that I'd prefer it if he didn't. Maybe some gentle strings in the background. No.
Yeah, your harmonies are particularly good.
See,
with strings.
See, there we go. Now Martin has got the odds in front of him. I know this. John Lundvik, Martin. I think it's safe to say that he is the favourite, isn't he?
Yes, according to what I can see here, 1.5 to 1, so 3 to 2. I suspect you might be able to get 2s, but he is sort of there's him ahead of Hannah Firm and LIAMOO next, and then there's a group with Bashara, Victoria, and Anna Bergendahl, and then the rest are sort of trailing away from behind those.
Now. Something we do have to mention, and I'm going to go straight across to Stuart with this one. Victoria said she would only do Melodifestivalen again if she had a song that would win. She went into that first semi-final. She got herself soaking wet by having a shower live on stage, and she sung the song Not With Me. Stuart, is this the song that's going to win?
Sounds like a winning song to me, Tom. It's she doesn't do bad songs, does she? She does great songs, does Victoria. Really does. I mean, we talked about Lisa Axe last week, and the comparison. I think they're both very good singers, but Victoria has the stage presence and performance. That's the difference. And the song's very good. There's a similar theme with the whole sort of water coming down. There's a few international artists have tried the same staging at different shows of the last few years. So it's not a new thing, but it certainly has impact. And if there's a song that's going to win outside of John Lundvik and LIAMOO and Hannah Firm, this is going to be the one that wins. Interestingly, the only sort of negative point I might put forward is when Victoria took part to two previous attempts, Save Me was 3rd in the Swedish charts, and As I Lay Me Down was 2nd. This is actually currently 22nd in the Swedish charts, which suggests it's not as popular. But I think this will do very, very well.
I was going to say, interesting you mentioned impact there, because that's something I want to actually bring up with Gustav. The fact that Victoria took part in the first semi-final, obviously that's weeks ago now. I struggle to remember what happened last week, let alone last month. Do you think that with that performance, with the rain shower performance, that's actually going to stand her in good stead with the Swedish public, because she will have yet again that boom impact of the water coming down?
Yeah, I think so. When I talk to friends and people, all they say about the song is they don't talk about the song, they talk about the water. and the shower.
Mm.
And we don't have that much of like crazy stagings this year, so I guess it will stand out. And that's a great thing.
Yeah. Do you reckon it's something the international juries might be swayed by?
That's always hard to say, but I hope so. I'm just going to be the guy that loves everything today and tonight, because I love this one too. I wouldn't mind this one winning. It would be great to have another ballad, and a girl would be really nice to send to Eurovision.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? That's right. I'm trying. Do you know what? I am actually trying to rack my brains. Was Loreen the last time?
No, Sanna.
Ah, yes, Sanna Nielsen, 2014.
Yeah. And Tom, can I just say, Victoria is the best looking female out of the 12. So if she goes to Eurovision, I'm down for that.
Song contest, Stuart.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Well, the fact that she's going to be singing with water, Stuart would possibly think of that as a wet t-shirt competition. So, you know. Anyway,
not me, Tom.
We move on. The final song of the night. I still can't pronounce them. Gustav, help me out here.
Arvingarna.
Arvingarna.
Almost.
Yeah, close enough. They're singing the song I Do. It's last on. It's song number 12. It's going to wrap it all up. This, I think it's fair to say, is something that is a lot of fun. I know if Michelle was on the panel this evening, she would be telling us how absolutely fantastic it is. Jörna, is this going to be the song that gets you up and dancing around your living room whilst you're swigging from a bottle of champagne?
Well, first of all, I don't drink alcohol, so it won't be champagne.
What about sparkling grape juice?
Maybe. No, I really like this one. It's like typical Swedish slugger, you know, really danceable. And I just want to say I do, especially to the guy on the left, you know. No, he's really good looking.
Oh.
Just to put aside. But I think it's going to be a fun closer of the show, you know. It's good at the end of the show to have like a little bit of energy for the last song. I think it will do kind of well. I don't think it's going to be a winner, but maybe like, I don't know, 6th place or something, maybe mid-table.
Okay. Joanne, do we reckon this could be a surprise victory?
Not a victory. I do think they're top 5. I just think that their song is so catchy. What's going to happen is that because they're last on, people are going to start voting and they're going to be having it in their heads. So and of course then there's people of certain ages that remember them from Eloise when they've represented and won Melfest before, and so they're going to vote as well. So not a winner, but a top 5, I think.
Okay. And Nicholas, is this something the international juries might overlook?
Yeah, I don't think this is that jury friendly. That being said, I'm really glad that this is in the final. This is so much fun. Is it gonna be top 3? No, but it's definitely so much fun, and I can see this song really benefiting from the whole like the new kind of voting style with the different ages, because there are definitely people, like was mentioned before, that remember them from Eloise and will vote for them because of that. But there are also younger people that will vote for it because of its fun and nice nature. So I think with the juries, it's not going to do so well. But with the televoting, an easy top 5, I think.
Do you know what I think? I think yeah, you're right with that. Not very jury friendly at all. However, I can see it just the vision I have of just this massive party dancing along to it at the end is just like, it's up there.
It's definitely gonna light the whole arena on fire. It's gonna be great.
And that pulsating heart in the corner is going to be doing overtime. Boom, boom, boom. Now, we have gone through all 12 songs. What we do now need to do is get a top 3 off of people. And I'm going to go straight to Martin. What is your top 3 for Melodifestivalen this year?
Well, I would have John Ludwig, Hannah Furman LIAMOO, and I'd probably go for Victoria as my top 3. And I think that probably won't be too far off what will happen.
Okay. Eliot, top 3?
Malou third, Anna Bergendahl second, Hannah and LIAMOO first. But any of those 3 could win and I'll be over the moon.
Okay. Nicholas, your top 3?
So my first place is definitely Hannah and LIAMOO. My second place is probably Mohambi. Sorry, Elliot. And my third place, I think it goes to Malou. I think that's definitely one of those that I've listened to the most this week.
Okay. Ness, top 3?
Hannah and LIAMOO for first. Oh, did you want the reverse order? Sorry.
Up to you, my lovely.
Oh, okay. John second and Victoria third.
Okay. And Gustav, top 3?
Yeah, my winner is obviously Anna. Hannah and LIAMOO at the second place, and Jon at third place.
Okay. Now, I've asked for some top 3s, but I think it's very interesting just to balance it out to see who people think might actually go to the very bottom of that scoreboard on Saturday night. We're going to kick off with Joanne. Who's going to finish last on Saturday?
That's a great one, isn't it? I think probably Lena.
Lena, not so much victorious. No, Yerna?
Not at all.
Yerna?
I think Mohombi might end up last. I don't really like the song. Sorry. I'm with Eliot on this one, you know.
I was going to say, I can see Elliot's nods of approval there. And Stuart, what would your last place be?
My last place, Tom, would be Lena Headland. Although I have this really strange and unsettling feeling that it could be Lisa Ajax, and I think that would be terrible. But probably Lena.
Okay, and finally, Oban.
Tom, I think the song number 12, I Do, and Victorious would be in a battle to finish last.
Very, very interesting.
Tom, you didn't ask me.
I didn't, but you went for your top 3, Ness. Do you want to give your last place as well?
Yes, please.
There we go. Who's in your last place?
Mohombi, whatever it is. Anyway, that's my least favourite.
Now
I'm just gonna be partying alone with Mohambi then.
Yeah. Do you know what, Nicholas? Though you're gonna have the last laugh when that guy comes second on Saturday night.
You know it.
Okay. And for me personally, my last place, I'm probably gonna go for Nano's Chasing Rivers. But my top 3, incredibly tough choice, but I'm a sucker for cheese. So I Do goes into 3rd place, however unlikely that may be. Also, I'd quite like to see John Henrik up there, and I'm going to put him in my 2nd place. But my winner, I think, is going to have to be John Ludwig, because I would love to see that on the Eurovision stage. Now, from Sweden, we float just a short trip across southwards down to Belgium, where they have released a song. They have woken up. The song is called Wake Up. Eliot is performing it. The video dropped last week. Yerna, give us the lowdown on this.
Well, I love our song. It's my 3rd place at the moment. I've read some good reactions on it, positive reactions, and some bad as well. You always have that, you know. But I read that a lot of people have it in their top 10 at the moment. So I think we are going to qualify to the final with this one and maybe even hit the top 10 spot in there. But it all depends on the staging, because admit it, Belgium is not that good with staging, except for 2016. That was like picture perfect. But yeah, last year we had almost no staging. Sorry, Senek. But yeah, I think we definitely are gonna qualify to the final and end up in a top 10 spot, hopefully. Eliot is going to sing "Wake Up." It's about different kind of things, but mostly about the climate change. That we have to wake up to start doing something against it. And you also can hear that Pierre Dumoulin wrote it. That's the same writer from City Lights. You can hear the beat. It's kind of in the style of City Lights, so there's a connection there. And I really like it. I think if he has a really good staging, we can do better than last year. He also said he's not going to base the staging off the video clip, so that's a good thing, I think, because I thought the video clip was a bit weird. But yeah, it's just a video clip.
I have to say, I've listened to the song. I think it's absolutely fantastic. The person that I'm really interested in hearing the opinion from, obviously, I'm not talking about the singer Eliot. I'm talking about our panelist Eliot. Is this in your top 10?
These last few months have confused the absolute living hell out of me because they keep saying my name and it's not a common name in England, and I keep thinking they're talking about me. One day I'll be on Eurovision stage, though. One day. When this first dropped, Take the UK Out of It was my favourite entry by a clear mile. I adore this song, and it will definitely qualify, and I will definitely be voting for it. And honestly, if Belgium know the staging, they are a contender to win. I legitimately think Belgium can win with this song, with his voice, and with the 80s synth, the Stranger Things vibes going on. It builds really well. Yet Belgium, they could win because it's commercial but also very different, which they do very well. I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Thank you.
Nicholas,
very welcome, yeah.
Going to bring you in on this, Nicholas. Is this a song that's sat in your top 10 at the moment?
Yes, definitely. I think it's a great song. I think the weakest point for this song is the chorus. I feel like the chorus is kind of where it drops a little bit. But that being said, I definitely like it. He sings it well. He seems like a nice guy. He does it well. I don't see a reason for this not qualifying. I think this has every possible thing it needs to qualify. And I do have to agree, if it has the good staging, this could be a top 5 or a top 3. But it needs that good staging to really elevate it, I think. But definitely a qualifier.
Very true.
I just don't hope we are going to get a 4th place again, because I'm tired of getting a 4th place.
I just hope you won't be announced as the last qualifier again.
About 3rd or 5, but not 4, please.
We will have our fingers crossed for you. Someone else who's in the know on this, Stuart. What do you, and also more importantly, the chat room, have to say about Belgium's entry?
Well, Tristan's made a comment that the synths in the Belgian song are really beautiful, and there should be more of them. I agree. I think this is a potential contender. Jona should be very proud of this. I think it's a fantastic song. When she says that hopefully it'll do better than last year, it couldn't do any bloody worse, really, could it? Because it didn't qualify. So I think this is an absolute guaranteed qualifier for Belgium. No questions there, in my opinion, at least. And it can really contend for Belgium in the final. So good luck to Belgium. It'll be nice to see Belgium do well. And, of all the countries competing, it's one where they've only won once. It's been a hell of a long time.
33 years.
Yeah, most people, sadly will probably not remember Sandra Kim. unless you were, unless you were born, into Eurovision at that time. I was a young boy, so I don't really remember it. So it's a long time ago.
You're just trying to hide the fact that it's probably your first memory, isn't it, Stuart?
No.
I just want 2 weeks of waffles and beer in Belgium. That's all, and chocolate. That's all I want.
Yeah, we'll all come back the size of a hippo, won't we?
I'll be rolling back on the train, but it's worth it.
This is very true. Now we need to press on and move on. A song that dropped this evening is everyone's favourite Mediterranean country, bar one, obviously. It's the Greek entry. Katerine Duska singing the song "Better Love." It drops this evening. Martin, as someone who is up to date with all those Eurovision tunes, what do you make of this from your first listen?
Very interesting. I've heard some of her back material where she's singing live, and I think this should sound really amazing. Obviously, we've only got the official video to go on, but every live performance I've ever seen of her sing on YouTube sounds absolutely brilliant. There's comparisons people have made with Florence and the Machine type vocals. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think Greece have obviously chosen really well this year. It's not stereotypically Greek. Obviously she's got a Greek background. She's a Canadian singer. So yeah, I think this could do really well. I'm pretty certain that this should qualify. As for where it ends up, just need to see what it sounds like live, really, and then take from there.
Okay, and Joanne, have you had a chance to have a listen to Better Love yet?
I have. I listened literally when it first came out. Yeah, I like it. It's very radio friendly. I think she does have a distinctive voice. Not always for my taste, I have to say, but I think she'll grow on me. So I think on second and third, listen, I'll just like it even more. I think it's really well written. It's different, and I'm almost certain she's going to qualify. Absolutely.
Okay. Now, obviously, someone I know who is going to love this song. Stuart, let's bring you in on this. Greece, Better Love.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It reminds me of Annie Lennox. Just looking at the chat room, that's exactly what Tristan has put. This is going to do really well as well, I think. There's a lot of these type of songs this year. There are some similarities between Belgium and Greece in the way it's kind of written. Both quite similar in that way. Both are going to do really well. I'm interested to hear what Oban has to say, given that he's Cypriot and has been championing Tamta even. Does he think Tamta has any competition from Katerine Duska?
Well, we'll be going to Oban for his opinion very shortly. As for my opinion, everyone seems to love this. I'm going to be honest. I've listened to it. I listened to it again. I don't think Better Love. I think Better Luck next year. Personally, I can see this being a shock non-qualifier, and I can already see the panelists with their thumbs down against me as well. Someone who I think is probably bound to give it 12 points just because he can't vote for his own country is going to be Oban. Oban, Greece, Better Love. What do we think?
Tom, I'm sorry. I have very bad connection tonight, but I assume you asked me. Yeah. Better Love. It has a cool vibe. Obviously a low budget song, not just the video but also the lyrics. I have absolutely no idea what she's singing about, and it's a positive vibe. It's a cool vibe. There's a open live session of her first album, Embodiment, on YouTube. She's a very strong live vocalist. I can tell that much. I think she will qualify easily because it's a rather easy semifinal, the first semifinal. So she's lucky that she's participating this year on the first semifinal. But if it would be last year on the first semifinal, she had no chance like Jana had.
Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of this one then, Oban. What's going to come higher? Katerine Duska, Better Love, or Tamta, Replay.
Okay, obviously I have a biased opinion about this, but not just a biased opinion, but honest opinion as well. I don't think Katerine is a competition to Tamta, nor anyone else so far. Oops, did I just said that? And but yeah, I don't. They're gonna do some great staging for Tamta, and the whole Cypriot Eurovision fan that I know personally and through social media, we are pumped up. We are ready. We are ironing our flags. We're washing them. We're getting ready for Tel Aviv, 14 May and 20th May. So sorry, 18th May. And then 20th, of course, the celebrations in Limassol and Nicosia and Larnaca and all over the Cyprus.
Oh, and you know what? Those would be scenes I'd love to see, and I'd love to go to Limassol 2020. Should it be there? Gustav.
It'll be Brussels.
Well, Gustav might disagree. Gustav may want Gothenburg, but let's talk about replay. Are Cyprus going to do one better than last year with this song?
I'm going to stop being the guy that loves everything here because I don't love this song. It's just not my cup of tea. I like sad songs and I like country songs and that, but this is... I'm going to sound like an old man. I'm turning 24 in a couple of weeks, but it's just not good. It's too modern for me.
Is it Fuego 2.0?
I'm sorry that I'm going to say this. Don't hate me, but I feel like you're going for the same style once again. Sorry.
There we go. I can. If we just hear very quickly, it's the sound of Oben's heart just kind of gently breaking into two. Just a moment, please. And we're done. So, Stuart, Tamta replay. Is this going to be something that your 24-year-old self would have loved back in the day?
Well, I'm just coming up for my 24th birthday, so yeah, I'm loving it. No, it's a good song, but it's without question a complete rip-off of Fuego last year, no question. But I love Fuego and I love this. But I do think, and Oben's heart may sink even further when I say this, and he knows that I love this. I think the problem with this song is because it is so similar to Fuego, a bit of the momentum that Cyprus had going into this Eurovision season has been lost. And it's a shame. I still think it'll do well. I'm not so sure we're going to Limassol in 2020. Sorry.
Can I jump on this note?
Hang on one second. I'm going to jump in defense of you, Oben, here, because I've listened to it, Stuart. I think it's an absolutely fantastic song. I think there will be fire. I think we are going to Limassol 2020. It's a fantastic entry, and I think it hasn't stopped the momentum that Fuego's brought to the contest. I think it's actually continued and rolled with it. I'm going to have to bring some other...
Quick note. No defense, but I've been hearing, like with Stuart and Gustav, is that all over the internet, right? But let's remember that last year when Fuego was out, Fuego wasn't favorite. Nobody was talking about Fuego until we saw the staging. And then John Baptiste and Eleni gave everything what the Eurovision fan and Eurovision we were wanted to see on a Eurovision stage. So, and being compared to be a copycat of Eleni, I think it's a of a Fuego. I think it's a compliment, not a criticism, because Fuego was successful. Fuego was good. So as replay, and we are hopeful.
Okay.
Open. I completely agree with you. By the way, I put 10 quid on 100 to 1 Eleni last year. Just saying. So I saw it much earlier than most. It is a compliment.
And we still have to wait for Stuart to buy us a drink at the bar. Now,
not going to happen.
Ness, Tamta's replay. Is this a song that you're liking?
Yeah, I particularly like the mashup where Fuego and Replay are played across each other, because that's like my ideal of heaven, really. I love Fuego. I like this. I like the Cypriot entries, for goodness, probably the last 4 years. You know, all of them. They've just been fantastic. So yeah, high hopes for this one. And
you know what?
another strong female voice.
This is true. I was thinking about when you said about liking the Cypriot entries. I'm just going back to the first Cypriot entry I really loved. That was LIAMOO back in 1997.
Wow.
I can still sing parts of that off by heart. Not tonight, though.
But you have a beautiful voice, Tom.
Oh, do you know what? I'm still not going to do it. Joe, just going to come to you last of all on this one. Tanta's Replay. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's very similar to Fuego. Yeah, we knew it would be. It's listenable, and I can keep hearing it in my head, and I'm walking around and I'm starting to sing it, and that's the important thing. Not my cup of tea. It's not one that I would like and would like to win, to be honest. But at the same time, Fuego wasn't either. And neither was Toy. So, you know, but at the end of the day, I you know, it's one that I'm going to keep singing. And I think if people keep remembering that during all the, you know, so the reprises and everything, then I think they're going to do it.
Okay. So we've got a vote there. Now, I may not be here on Saturday night, but I do know a man who is. Stuart, if people tune in on Saturday night, what can they expect?
Yes, absolutely, Tom. Do tune in Saturday night. We will be here to review the Melodifestivalen final live after it's all happened. We'll be talking Netherlands as well. The Netherlands will release their song. In a few hours' time, Sir Hat will have dropped his song. That's right, Sir Hat. We are all very excited, and I'm being told that Azerbaijan may also have dropped their song come Saturday too. Big show Saturday night, 2300 Central European time. Do not miss it. It will be fire, Tom.
Okay, and don't forget, Stuart, as well. You know, let's say a quick hello to our Irish friends, because Ireland are due to drop their entry on Friday as well. So that could be interesting. Qualified for the final for the first time in ages last year. So I can't wait to see what they come up with. Now, what it leaves me to do is to say thank you to my panel this evening. Thanks very much to Eliot.
Thank you.
Thanks to Gustav.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks to Joe.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks to Yana.
Thank you. Wake up, Europe.
Thanks to Martin.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thanks to Nicholas.
Thank you. Good night.
Thanks to Oben.
Evcharisto and Kalinita.
Thanks to Ness.
Tack. I'm in Sweden on Saturday. Boom.
And thanks, as always, to my co-host, Stuart.
Thanks, Tom.
Now, don't forget, Stuart is back Saturday night, 2300 hours Central European time. I'll be back next Wednesday at 2200 hours Central European time. In the meantime, click the like and subscribe button. Listen to us on Stitcher. Listen to us on Spotify. Listen to us on iTunes. It will be fire. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.